Hello everybody, welcome. Today I'll be talking about the Quadrant of Polarities. So the polarity is between positive and negative, and what I'm essentially describing here today is the relationship between matter and metaphysical. So the physical and metaphysical relation, body and mind, okay? Kind of material and non-material. That kind of thing is going on there. So I'll go through and kind of describe each quality or state that the relationship indicates. Okay, so double negative, negative and negative, is a quality of being that is disempowering or depriving or going without or having absence, feeling absence of something that is non-existent. So this is kind of a paradox here, double negative, but this is finding essentially what it means. What I mean by this is that you're finding disempowering, or you are not finding life-affirming qualities within your metaphysical state, within your mind. So you are denying the absence of things. You are. So this is a double negative, and again, like the English language tries to avoid and avert these types of statements and linguistics of double negative. Absence of nothing. So we have the matter and non-matter, and of course matter exists, but you're finding in your own non-existent state, or the non-existent quality within you, which is your mind, you're finding within there that matter does not exist, or matter is not real, or matter has no real significance, or maybe it's that it doesn't matter. So this feeling of matter not having significance, or matter not having validity, you are invalidating matter, and you are invalidating matter based on ideas or definitions or descriptions that are that would tend to make one feel disempowered or invalidated or insignificant, insecure, miserable, depressed, sorrowful, grieving is definitely that state of denying that the presence of the person is still not there in a way. So this negative relationship is about you not finding affirmative thoughts or empowering thoughts within your own thinking. And usually I describe in other videos how all thinking is associated with the physical, with the ego, with the five senses. So go check that out on my other videos if you haven't already. So next we have, in the quadrant of polarity, the negative and positive. So we have a negative attitude to what does exist. Before, this was a negative life denying. I don't mean bad, inherently bad. Like, of course, a lot of people are going to interpret negative as bad, like undesirable and not wanted. But this is in undesired this is an absence, and people want to feel abundant. They want to feel like there's plenty, there's much to see, explore, do, create, witness. Everybody wants that. So when they have this negative absence in their life, then essentially there tends to have this contracted, kind of restricted, suppressed feeling. So what this is essentially saying here is that you are being disempowered by, or having like disempowering thoughts to things that do exist, like things that have presence and material objects. You're attributing negative or unpleasant things to them. So before we had things that you were attributing negative definitions to things that do not exist. They don't actually materially have a manifestation, which doesn't mean that they are not real. It just means that they are not real in this realm, in this world, in this density that I explain in other videos. So what the negative positive explanation is that the negative is influencing the quality within you that is present, that is aware. So you're attributing, because usually I say it in this way, in the way that I said it, because on a default, or any given person really, they're gonna associate themselves as like the body and like their five senses. So the negative and positive relationship in that is that you are now attributing what you see, what you hear, what you feel, what you touch, what you smell. All those things have a lack, a sense of lack, a sense of absence, because you are because you are comparing and contrasting, and because you are not acknowledging that you are projecting your consciousness into another state, into another time and place, into the past or future. That's what this means, is that you're kind of denying the presence of the thing, the quality of its being, the manifestation, the person, the animal. So this happens very regularly, and it's a very normal thing. Anyway, I'll move on here. So the positive relationship is that you are attributing empowering, fruitful, yielding, or uplifting things about things that that do exist, that are manifestations. So, for example, I would talk about how beautiful the flower is, or how beautiful like that person was, or I really enjoyed that film, or I really love this song. That really like affirming language and affirming attitude is what the positive relationship is, because you're talking about things. You're still talking about things that happen, whether they're events, people, or places. Events, people, or ideas. They could be ideas as well. And you're attributing an affirming or a validating posture towards that, and a disposition towards this thing that is either a person, event, or idea. And you have this this of course is like an exciting place to be, but it's not sustainable in the aspect that you're gonna crash, you're gonna go down, and everything that must come up must come down. It's just the natural progression of timelines in quantum physics, and I talk about that in other videos. So if you guys are interested in timelines and uh, potential realities, then please visit my other video. But the positive negative aspect is also just moving on, because everybody can probably attest to, it can get to know that vibration pretty easily, hopefully. And that's just me being positive, positive. But the positive negative aspect, the video that I'm speaking of about the quadrant with the personalities is actually called the Quadrant of Identity. So go check that out on my channel. And the positive negative quadrant here is associated with having a good attitude towards things that don't exist. So this is the trick here, is having a positive attitude and a positive existence, like having a positive. And what I mean by attitude is not necessarily your mind. An attitude is like, it is all your mind. So even the physical is the mind. See, I'm confusing you, so this is good. Even the mind is even the body is the mind, because the body is the creature of the mind. It is the manifestation of the mind, of the bubble of individuality that we call electromagnetic field. However, the positive negative relationship is that you have this feeling and this right attitude, as Buddhists talk about, this just a overall feeling of equanimity above and towards other beings and other manifestations, and associating these positive attributes, or the presence, having a lively presence, that could even happen when you're not talking, or just walking or sitting. You can have a energy that is vivacious and robust and pleasant without having to do or say anything. So this positive negative relationship here is associated with enlightenment. And what I mean by that is you're attributing presence. You accept or agree that something is real, or something that does exist, or something that is potential, something that is possible. That's that's what I mean by positive. So attributing that to things that do not have a physical manifestation. So positive negative relationship, again, is talking about how we are having a good attitude towards our thoughts. And I might remind you again that the thoughts are not what you are. The body is not what you are. So when I talk about this body and mind, physical and non-physical relationship, these things are actually something you are aware of. Something you are aware of, it can't be you. You cannot be what you are aware of. For instance, you look around in the room or wherever you're watching this video, and you look at things, and clearly whatever you can see is not you. So, what does that mean? It means you are a question. You are still a mystery. Look at that. So this is the evolutionary process, and everything begins and ends in mystery, and to go the path of the mystery is the ultimate and total path. And it is the one with the most empathy, the most compassion, and the most astonishment and gratitude. I can just speak from personal experience, but the positive and negative path, again, just to wrap this up, is this affirming attitude or affirming language or presence or affirming energy that what you are thinking is also possible. It's also possible that I can go out and do that I can be this way, that they can be, happier than what they are now. It's a I don't want to say hopeful or any kind of good thing in it, because I don't want to talk with those words, but it says that, what isn't here now is somewhere else, whether it's on a future timeline or whether it's across the world or, right down the street or, in another room in your house. This is a spark of genius. This is a spark of connectivity and you want to have as many of those sparks as you can while living, while in a lifetime, because this is a raising of your vibration, and it's a raising of the brain waves into gamma waves, which I talk about in the book, my book, The Nature of Thoughts, and also I talk about just about this stuff everywhere, anywhere, with anybody. So, yeah, that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the Quadrant of Polarity, and make sure to subscribe in my YouTube and follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, all those lovely things, so you can get your daily inspiration, guys. Love you very much. I'll see you guys later.